Hi, and welcome to My Story with CareCredit. We all have stories, but what makes these stories unique is that they are about people who are able to get life-changing treatment, procedures, or medical care for themselves, their family, and their pets. All of the people featured on My Story with CareCredit did it with their CareCredit credit card. CareCredit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. CareCredit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. I'm your host, Amy Freena, and today I'm talking with a CareCredit cardholder who first got CareCredit for some dental work, but was very grateful to have it when she found herself dealing with 3 dogs and a raging wildfire.
CareCredit was the miracle that came when I needed it the most. Hi, my name is Maria, and I've been a CareCredit customer for about 7 years. I use CareCredit for my dental work, but where it came in as a life-saving miracle was when the Woolsey fire happened. One afternoon, it was the 8th of November of last year, I was in the valley. I live up in the hills of Malibu, and when I was leaving the valley, I could see far ahead of me off the 101 smoke that looked like our area. I live with my brother. We share a 3-bedroom house, and I have Bonnie, Clyde, and Bambi. So we had to split up with our cars and try to get out of there, which was horrifying. The winds were starting up fires where the flames hadn't even come over the mountain with the embers. Because of the fire, I had to board Bonnie and Clyde. It was approximately 6 months. I got to see them a lot, but we couldn't take care of them. So CareCredit, I found out, would help not only make sure that they were up to all their shots and being spayed and neutered, that they would have a home and be safe while I was moving from home to home myself. When you're separated from your home and your pets and all the things you love in your life, it's very traumatic. But to know that they are okay, and loved, walked, fed, and medication, everything taken care of because I had CareCredit, made everything else a lot easier. Now Bonnie and Clyde and I are back home, and we're together, and they're healthy, and I'm gonna make it. And most of that I can really thank CareCredit, because it was the miracle that came when I needed it the most.
Hey, I'm Amy, and we are live from the studio today with Duffy, who's going to tell us a little bit about her CareCredit story. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
All right, so as you can see, we are in this really cool loft studio in the middle of downtown LA, and a lot of things going on today, but we are excited to talk with you about the CareCredit credit card. So, where did you first hear about CareCredit?
A miracle. About 7 years ago, I was going to the dentist, and it turned out I needed a little more work than I thought. I needed a bridge or an implant, and the price was quite expensive. And they told me about a program called CareCredit, and literally I was standing at the receptionist's desk while she picked up the phone, made the call, gave them some information they asked about me, and hung up and said, I'm covered.
Right then and there?
Right then and there for what I needed.
Okay. Have you used the CareCredit credit card since?
Yes,
Okay.
I have. This is a little emotional, but
Okay.
last November, I live up in the hills in Malibu, and last November 9th was the Woolsey Malibu fire.
Oh my goodness.
And it came very fast.
Yeah.
I was actually in the valley myself, and I looked ahead, and the closer I got, the more smoke I saw.
Oh my gosh.
And
you were trying to get home.
I was trying to get home, correct. I didn't actually realize it was that far because it was coming across what I learned later was from Simi Valley. So this burned very, very fast. The winds were whipping, the heat was high, the Santa Anas that they call, everything together made it just go so fast. And
I'm so sorry.
I got home, and we rent our house, and I talked to the landlord who's been there 30 years, and he said to me, we can't stay. We're not going to make it because the power was shut off. We're on a well. No well will not work without the power. We didn't have generators, so we couldn't even use a hose. So from there, it was packing up everything, getting the crates in the car. I had little Bambi with me, a little Chihuahua in her carrier.
One pet?
She is my baby.
She's your baby.
Bonnie and Clyde are the yard dogs. They love the yard. They run around and play. We take them on hikes.
Yeah, okay.
So when we realized this was getting on through the night and collecting things, that we were in a heap of trouble.
Yeah.
And when your landlord, who's been there 30 years, says, get out.
You gotta go.
Gotta go. We didn't know where to go, but we had to get down the hill. The strange thing, I was telling somebody, I think it was my mechanic, he looked at my car and he said, your tires are bald. And I said, I just got tires less than a year ago. They were melted from driving down the hill.
Oh, you're giving me chills. Oh my gosh.
The embers were flying. There was not flames right next to me, and the embers were hitting the car and hitting the road, and I was driving over them, melting my tires. So I realized, don't stop, get to PCH, turn right, go up to Point Magoo, where Oxnard is, and get away.
Your brother, okay, and you said someone.
And it was roommates, but I had Bambi, he had Bonnie and Clyde.
So all 5 of you in the car.
No, 2 cars. But
you don't have time to think. You grab and you go.
You do not have time to think. I did remember my mother's, some grandmother's jewelry, things like that, but
Wonderful.
not what I would have if I was prepared.
Right.
But I got up there. I got him a place, a friend that lived in Oxnard. I got him a place with Bonnie and Clyde there so we could figure out what to do. And I took my dog. Then I realized I have to board them because he cannot take care of them and try to work and try to get around Malibu because they were blocking PCH. It was terrible.
It sounds horrible.
So what I did is I was referred to a very good vet that was in Studio City, and I had to have Bonnie neutered and all their shots. Everything had to be taken care of like it never had happened because we had to board them.
Okay.
And that was for approximately 6 months until we moved back.
So they were boarded for 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I had to move them a couple of times because it was difficult on everybody.
I'm sure.
But CareCredit helped me to get the important things taken care of,
Right.
and then get them settled somewhere.
I literally can't even imagine what you've been through. I mean, it's California. We are used to fires, and you just see them on the news, though. It's never personal. It's never your property.
Yeah.
And gosh, to just be running from it in fear of your life and in fear of your animals' lives and your home.
I was born and raised in California. Fires all the time. Never afraid. We've had fires there. I've lived up there 9 years. Fires, but never were we afraid for ourselves.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, my next door neighbor just got his permit, and 3 days ago he started building again. So
Wow.
it's been over a year and a few months. And,
Gosh.
and he should be in his house within the next 3-4 months.
Wow.
I know.
I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. It sounds incredibly traumatic, and all of the events, I mean, especially, losing your home and having to run from your home, and then you have your pets, and then you have nowhere to put your pets, you have nowhere to stay, you still have to work, you have to make money. So you said that CareCredit helped you tremendously with your pets. So how did the promotional financing kind of give you some relief in such a stressful time?
I had no choice. I literally had no choice. I couldn't keep them with me. I had everything right there in the card, and it took care of it. And if there was an emergency in between that time, and they needed something done, that they cut here, or, you know, something happened, they took care of it.
Wow.
It was the biggest relief.
Probably one of the only things that was easy during that time was
Oh.
just knowing that they were taking care of it.
And
CareCredit had your back, and they're like, you know what, we're just going to get you through the situation. And then the veterinarians and everyone there as well.
And they're happy to be home.
And that was my next question. Let's turn this frown upside down. So
Yeah.
where are you guys now?
Well, we're back home, and they're doing very well.
Okay. Did you lose the house?
No, I didn't lose the house.
Okay.
The property around the house, the balcony, and all the furniture and the trees around.
Gosh, again, I can't even imagine what you've been through, and I do really appreciate you sharing your story. And even talking about CareCredit actually is kind of hard because you've been through such a traumatic experience. But I am so grateful that you had an option, some kind of relief, literally in probably one of the most chaotic storms of your life. And if you could, not that a lot of people, but some have been in your same shoes, if you could write a review on CareCredit, or, you know, if you could tell friends, family, and loved ones just about your experience, kind of sum it up, what would you say?
Oh, I think I've been doing that a little here and there throughout the whole year, because some people, I would tell them that they saved me with taking care of the dogs, and I said, oh, I just got approved at my dentist. And they're telling me they did, which it's not something that was, when it first happened, like, I don't know, this was 7 years ago, I think. Nobody knew what I was speaking of.
And
Now they're starting to listen and read about it, and they offer such an array of different choices of things to do, and I needed 2 of them badly. The dental, which I'm still going through. I have a little lisp. Yes, they're trying to fix my bite, and it's time consuming, but it's working.
Okay,
and,
good.
And getting the dogs taken care of. Those 2 things, you just don't have thousands of dollars sitting around.
Right.
And,
Well, and it's hard to prepare for things like that.
And they didn't know me. They trusted me. And I came through, and they came through, and you can't ask for anybody.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. We really appreciate it, and we wish you the most amazing luck moving forward.
I will take it, and I think I'm going to be fine.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Glad to hear that CareCredit was there when Duffy needed it most. And it's nice to know that she and her dogs are doing well. Remember, CareCredit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. CareCredit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. If you are interested in applying for a CareCredit credit card or would like to find a provider in your area who accepts CareCredit, visit us at carecredit.com.